So we have a timesheet report, and this, let's just open that up, make it legible. This timesheet report basically gives you all the details at what I would call the county ag commissioner level of information. So you've got the category, and then your ag activity is broken down into the program and the subprogram. And then each of those, if you have contracts and locations, would be broken down by contract and location. And then for your 2-week payroll period, it gives you hours by day with a summary at, total hours. So that's one level of timesheet report. This is going to be similar to what you do, only, we do it on a payroll period basis, and you're going to want a custom report that does something like this on a monthly basis.
That's right. And I'll be honest with you, when I was working for Madera County, for instance, they didn't do, so they did a daily report. They did a weekly summary of their dailies, and then they did a monthly summary of the weekly. So it was like 3 levels of complexity. In this county, we just do the monthly report that they have to sign. But some counties, every county likes to do stuff differently. They produce a daily report of where their time is, and then they sign that on a daily basis.
Well, you guys have a copy of our timesheet program right now. I included all that. I don't know if you looked at it, but originally when we started this timesheet program, we were doing dailies on everything. Once we figured out that my programming in it was correct, and it was adding everything up right, and it was bringing all the right time up, we stopped doing dailies, and then we just went to the monthly. Every now and again, I'll use that to verify I've got the right number of hours or what have you on different days. But we typically, like Eric was saying, we don't do a daily anymore, but we have, the ability to bring them up just in case. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we're going to find out a lot of individual county desires for how these time reports are generated as we move forward. And as I'd mentioned, when I came around to talk to everyone about CalCATS, over time we're going to generate a whole bunch of custom reports for counties that will be on monthly or daily or weekly or whatever basis they want them to be on. But you can see we have the content that we need to generate those reports. We just need to add a particular Excel output for you. But this is one level of report, right? Which is detail, hours by day. We have a second level of report, which we call the payroll report, which takes that same information for that same time period, but it spits it out rolled up to your payroll categories.
Yeah, that's probably what we're going to want to have, something very consistent to this one for what we call our timesheets that we turn in, or we call them blue sheets because they have to be printed on blue paper to our auditor for our payroll.
So take a look at this, and either you fill out your blue sheets some other way, and you just use this as the data that goes onto your blue sheet, or we modify this for you so it matches your blue sheet exactly, and you just print this out onto a piece of blue paper and sign it.
Well, my guess is for at least the first little bit that we will take the information that's provided on this, and people will fill out their blue papers manually by hand or something like that. Once we do have an ability to customize this, we might want to consider doing that. But just as I mentioned, like with this COVID-19 time, sometimes we will have new categories that the auditor will give to us that you can, they'll have a new contract with the union. They'll say that we can take off, special vacation plus time or whatever it is. They'll negotiate 2 floating holidays, or there will be furlough time that you get paid off for. So this document evolves enough to where, unless we were able to like change it or customize it ourselves, having you guys spend a lot of time hard coding something that could change so easily probably wouldn't be worth time. We would probably just, for the time being, just have the employees take the time that they see on the screen and just write it in on that other,
Okay.
which is usually like an Excel spreadsheet again,
Yep.
that they print off.
Well, we have made things very configurable for you. So what shows up here, these 4 categories, you can set these up yourselves in these, go back to our configuration screen. That's what these payroll timesheet categories are.
Absolutely. So we could have that COVID-19 page show up on there.
Yep.
Sick, holiday, vacation, all those. Yeah.
Automatically get added here. And then, from this detail level, how that maps down to this simplified level, you also control on the timesheet categories with that mapping, right? So we got this payroll timesheet category mapping that says I can have 20 different, categories on my detailed timesheet, roll them all up into this one payroll timesheet category. That's how all of this stuff here ends up in work time. So it's highly flexible, and you really can control what these look like. The main thing would be is if you have some different header information. We have an employee number that you can enter on everyone's user account that you'll want to match that up to your payroll system. But if they need some kind of special language for signing it or whatever, those kind of customizations we can generate for you very quickly. So I think it's well worth doing that if it saves you transcribing numbers. But like you said, Eric, right now, we'll give you these outputs. You can have people transcribe them onto your existing forms, and then we can, adapt and adopt your form.
Yeah, and then we'll just see how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we have one more level.
Not to go against my boss, but I personally want you to do the blue sheets for us.
Yeah, well, let's make that a goal for, a month or so from now.
Okay.
We don't want to take on too much customization until we have at least a few counties operating in there, because if we can do one customization that fits everyone, that saves us a lot of time and effort. So I kind of like to see how other people are doing things before we go too much down the road of customizing. But then we do have another report, which is called our Audit Report. And that's more of a detailed breakdown. It's formatted differently. It's not really formatted to be a time card. But it gives you the date, the activity, what the sub-activity section is, who did the time and how many hours they have. And we're still working on this because there's a lot of other things that we want to add into here. But this is something that you can run for a payroll period, or you can run this for a day or a week or a month. And it's more designed for a supervisor to look at for a given employee or for a group of employees to make sure everyone's entering their time in the right categories. But anyway, it's yet another level of reporting format that we can then look at and then customize for you.